I've left the cookies to cool and now I'm going to try this little one that I made. It's not got much chocolate in it, but the chocolate that these biscuits do have has melted quite a lot and it looks really good as well. So I'm just going to give this a little try. They are yummy. They are crunchy on the outside and then beautifully soft in the middle, and with a big chunk of chocolate in there as well. Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and in today's video I want to share with you how to make these delicious chocolate chip cookies. As I just mentioned, in today's video I want to share with you how to make some really delicious chocolate chip cookies, because who doesn't love chocolate chip cookies at Christmas time? I will often bake batches of these to give as gifts to friends and family, and they are always well received. Plus, I like to have a jar of these in the house over the festive season because they make a brilliant snack to have with a cup of tea or coffee. And this year I've decided to make some different chocolate chip cookies. So I'm going to be making these with some brown butter and a big bar of chocolate, and of course I had to share what I'm doing with you. For this recipe, the first thing I've done is I've grabbed a saucepan, and to the saucepan I'm going to add 150 grams of butter, and I'm going to turn this onto a medium heat, and I'm going to let the butter melt down in the pan. So I'm melting the butter down until the milk has separated from the fat, and then the fat is just going to cook the milk, and that's what's going to make the brown butter. So I'm at the stage where I'm just cooking the milk in the fat now, and then once that's done I will remove this from the heat. As you can see, the fat has almost cooked the milk and we're left with this beautiful golden liquid, which is just what we want. So I'm going to remove this from the heat. Next, I've grabbed myself a large mixing bowl, and to the mixing bowl I've added 150 grams of coconut sugar. You can use white sugar if you want to, you can use brown sugar, the decision is yours. And now I'm just going to pour over the melted brown butter, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk these ingredients together. Next, I've got 3 eggs that I'm just going to put in with the sugar and the butter, and then I think I've got about a teaspoon left of vanilla extract as well. So I'm just going to pour the contents of this, the last of the vanilla extract, into there, and then I'm going to whisk all of these ingredients together. And these are gluten-free cookies, so I've got 175 grams of almond flour, and then I've got 50 grams of tapioca starch. I've got a teaspoon of baking powder and about half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm just going to add these to the butter, sugar, egg and vanilla, and I'm going to fold those ingredients in. And this is the first time I've ever made these, so I may need to add a bit more almond flour, but I'm hoping that this is going to be okay. Yep, I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more almond flour to that. In the end, I actually had to add about 100 grams of almond flour and an extra 100 grams of tapioca starch, and I've got this very thick wet dough, which is just what I want. If I thought about it sooner, I would have only used 2 eggs rather than 3. So the mixture that I used earlier, which I think was 175 grams of almond flour and 50 grams of tapioca starch, would have been better with 2 eggs. And then I've got 275 grams of almond flour and 150 grams of tapioca starch, and that's much better with 3 eggs. So anyway, I've mixed all that in, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the chocolate chips. So I've just used a bar of chocolate and I've just chopped it up, and I'm going to pop that into the mixture, and then I'm going to fold the chocolate chips in. Next, I've grabbed myself a baking sheet and I've put parchment paper or greaseproof paper over the top. And I have a wet ice cream scoop, and I'm just going to scoop out some of the mixture that I made earlier, and I'm going to place that onto the baking sheet. So I'll just show you that again. I've just scooped it out and placed it onto the baking sheet. And then once I've filled this baking sheet, I'm going to put it in the fridge for about half an hour. And while that's in the fridge, I'm going to preheat my oven. The reason I like to put them in the fridge is because these don't have any gluten in them, so they won't glue together as well. They have the tapioca starch, but they don't have the gluten, and the fridge just helps with the gluing process. The first batch of cookies has been in the fridge for a good 30 minutes, and I'm going to pop these into the oven now for about 12 to 15 minutes. The cookies have been in the oven for a good 12 minutes, and look at these look so well done. So I'm going to take these out, I'm going to cook the second and third batches, and then I will leave these to cool and I'll try one and let you know how they taste. But these smell so delicious. I've left the cookies to cool, and now I'm going to try this little one that I made. It's not got much chocolate in it, but the chocolate that these biscuits do have has melted quite a lot, and it looks really good as well. So I'm just going to give this a little try. They are yummy. They are crunchy on the outside and then beautifully soft in the middle, and with a big chunk of chocolate in there as well, that would be even better. So yes, I'm looking forward to enjoying one or two of these with a cup of tea this afternoon. That's how you make these delicious chocolate chip cookies, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having these as a little sweet treat later on today, and they smell and taste so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll be watching my next video.